Trebizond and Theodora now fly the Imperial Byzantine flag on their fortresses. Vasilisa Constantina and her husband, Ferdinand, booked an important meeting with their advisors, Andronicus and Nikephoros, to discuss the domestic and foreign policy goals of the state. Constantina realized that the people did not take a female ruler seriously, especially after almost losing her troops in Raska to Serbian separatists. She was young, but she was fiercely intelligent. She used her husband to raise her opinions, knowing that his words would be listened to by advisors and the people most. Sitting at a long table at what has been come to be called the war room, Ferdinand raised his hand to signal he would speak first.
Good day, my trusted Privy Council. Although successful in our last war, it was far too costly. The policies of Ioannis are not to be repeated. I suggest that we focus on allying the Mamluks to ensure that we have 3 strong allies. We need the Mamluks if we wish to declare on the Ottomans at any point. For now though, we must consolidate, recover manpower, pay down our debts, and eye our new prey. We have 3 options. We could look to Naples in Italy, the Ottomans, Venice, or in fact as a 4th, the Jandark-Crimea alliance. Seeing as our ally Austria is friendly with Venice, I believe we should declare on the Ottomans once we secure the Mamluks.
My lord, I believe the only clear war that we could and should declare is against the Ottomans. They hold core lands that we desire, and we have the fleet to block the straits.
My lord, I believe that we should not declare any large wars in the next few years. We need to consolidate for longer than that to recover enough manpower to face the Ottomans. We have dealt them a blow the last time, but they are still very powerful. In the meantime, we should look to attack Crimea and Kandar. A quick attack on Crimea would see them seek peace quickly, and then we have to deprive the Ottomans of more land in Anatolia.
My lord, I still believe that we could strike the Ottomans first, but I leave the final decision to you and the Basilissa.
Constantina sat quietly, trying to hold her smirk in. Her ploy for further domination was working, and all she had to do was use her husband to speak. The 2 advisors left the room, and she turned to Ferdinand and said, "You know your role here, Ferdinand. You're an Austrian, not a Greek, and if you try to deny my legacy, I will ensure you're executed as a traitor. All it takes is one rumor that you're friendly with the Venetians, and all of Byzantium will seek your head." Constantina looked to the icon of St. George before leaving the room. She knew he would guide the army to endless victories.
Hello everyone, and this is Imperial Souvlaki. Welcome to episode 9, and we're going to dive right into it. So after annexing Trebizond and Theodora, we're looking at consolidating a little bit here. So we had some problems, as you guys saw in the last episodes, where we took a few too many loans. I made some mistakes, I admit. So now it's time to recover manpower, it's time to get some more money, and also to pay off those loans and, get ourselves ready for bigger and better things that are to come. Now, Jandar is looking like pretty good, because I know we were looking at Jandar before as well. But then there's so many options around us. That's the great thing about being Byzantium, is that once you start, getting the ball rolling, there's a lot to do. Even Circassia, for example, is doable, because we're going to need the Black Sea. But of course our main opponents are the Ottomans, are the Venetians. We're going to need to take southern Italy. But Jandar and Crimea are always options. I know now I'm switching from saying Kandar to Jandar, but that's because I kept saying it wrong. And I was told previously that I was supposed to call it Jandar, but it just flew right over my head. Anyways, we're going to have some rebel issues, I believe, too. So we're going to try to get our army back in Edirne here, and we're going to see what we can do about that. National Epic. Okay. Good stories. Prestige. Prestige is always good. Lose prestige. You know what? I know we don't have that much money to spend, but we're going to spend it for the National Epic. Let's put these guys on missions. I actually don't know where we have him set for a mission, but it's okay. We need to make sure that our barks are doing the jobs, and that we're making as much money as we can, because we're going to need it to pay off our loans. Now, AQ and QQ are kind of being destroyed here. I was just taking a look there while we're dealing with the ships. Okay. I wonder what the Mamluks are going to do with them. I wonder if they're going to take land from QQ. Now, I know the Mamluks are important for us. But yeah. Anyways, we'll get this claim here on roads first, because we're going to want to take them eventually, but it's good to just have it. Now, I know sometimes they get separatists, but we're not going to actually go and fund them because it's expensive. Alright, we're going to stop that because we can use them for something else. But anyways, yeah, the Mamluks can actually be good for us because, you know, if they declare on the Ottomans with us, that's amazing. So we're going to just start improving there. And we're going to take a look at Bosnia. We're going to want to annex them soon enough, so we should make them kind of happy. And we're ready as well. I also want to make sure that the liberty desires aren't going to go up. Keep them loyal. Of course, we want to get that money. We want to get the troops. And of course, we want to deter anyone from trying to help them get independence. So the Mamluks, if they get a foothold in Anatolia, that's problematic. So them being distracted with the QQ is great, as long as they're not running into Dulkadir. You know, because if they do that, then they get close to the Ottomans, and we don't want them to actually take land from the Ottomans. We want to take land from the Ottomans, and we want to deny that land to the Mamluks. So we just want to use their manpower. But, you know, first we actually have to come into an alliance with the Mamluks. We're getting way ahead of ourselves. Now, improve relations with Poland. We don't want to lose the relationship with Poland. I've probably said it in previous episodes, but Russia, or Muscovy at this point, is a scary threat. And having Poland and Lithuania there is a really good buffer. Now, I've done a couple of Byzantine runs before this, and I must say, the Russians really caused me, it cost me the game, essentially. And I wouldn't say it's necessarily the Russians' fault. I just went to war with, or I didn't go to war, actually my allies went to war, and then the Russians came and invaded me. So it was maybe poor diplomacy on my part. But it was the Russian army that came and destroyed me. So I don't want a repeat of that. So we're going to be keeping an eye on them as well, and we're going to hope that Poland and Lithuania is our good buffer. Yeah. Manpower. It's a shame. It's a shame that I drained our manpower so poorly. Like, you know what? You learn from your mistakes though, right? At least that's what you're supposed to do. I think I've repeated my mistakes a couple times. But now I have all of you to laugh at me, and that will especially ensure that I'm going to remember to not make these mistakes again, because then in the future videos, you're going to turn around and say, like, you know, Imperial Souvlaki, you are really dumb. You made the same mistake 3 times. We keep telling you, you keep doing it. And yeah, that'll scar me. So we're going to avoid that. Still a vassal of QQ. Now we're just keeping our options open here. We want to see what's easy to just grab that's not going to cost us manpower, not going to cost us cash. You know, if we didn't have Ottoman Bulgaria in our way, Wallachia would probably be the easiest thing. Nobody's allied to them because everybody wants to take them. And realistically, how many soldiers they can have? Probably 6k? 3 little provinces? Once you get rid of that stack, you just put 1 on each side and voila, you have Dracula soup. But we can't do that right now because, of course, they're wedged between Hungary and the Ottomans. I just hope that Hungary doesn't go after them. I just don't want Austria-Hungary too big, because eventually we're going to need to go after them for the coastal provinces. But that also is way in the future. Look at Karaman. That's being eaten. Okay, new technology, let's see. Okay. You know, I just don't want to get too much corruption. I don't need too much corruption, but we'll take it. We're going to need it for our wars. But we'll make sure that we're not too far ahead in one area. Yes, Retorti Cavalry, great. So we're just going to try to not be too far ahead in military. Because then we're going to have way too much corruption, and that's going to be expensive. So if anything, take the blame and move on. Stability. Corruption and ducats. Well. As we were talking about corruption. Oh man, I don't want to lose the stability because I don't want to lose the admin points. Yep, corruption it is. So as we were talking about not wanting corruption, we're going to go ahead and take the corruption as you see. But yeah, it would be 100 times worse. If we had advanced too much in military technology, it would just be bad. Because this actually happened in my last Byzantine run as well. Honestly, my tech points were just ridiculous. I was like at 5 diplomacy and like 10 miltech. It was just bad. Of course, trying to learn the game just by playing is very difficult. Thankfully, I have had great friends and advisors guiding me and teaching me as I go. Huge help. Okay, so the war that the Ottomans have started against AQ is going well for them. That's unfortunate for us. Okay, Crimea still allied with Jandar, thankfully nobody else. Honestly, I think at this point, Crimea and Jandar might be the best options. Because the province of Crimea is a trade point, and so is Sinop. And those would both be great additions. Because again, we're going to want it. What happened here? Okay. So trade and family, trade power, and then we can get a level 2 skill, trade efficiency guy. I don't think I'm actually going to hire any guy because we don't have that much money. 50% cheaper. Like how cheap is cheap? If it's $0, no. We'll do that. And we lost the Lycon. So we'll deal with that a little bit later because I think we have enough Patriarch authority anyways to get it. Let's see. Yeah, we do. So we'll hold on to that for when we actually go to war. No point in wasting the years. Now, yeah, we want to get those trade points. So the purpose of those trade points actually are to ensure that we get... okay, let's just do that. To ensure that we actually start working towards our Age of Discovery Golden Age. Because an early Golden Age for Byzantium is actually very important, and that would give us a really big advantage at this point. We'd be able to grow faster, take advantage of all those benefits, expand more, make more money, and then this would make later game much easier. Let's see here with Austria. Austria won't join. They have a lot of allies though. Okay. I wonder why Austria wouldn't join. Austria would join for land. Yeah, they want Bulgaria, but we don't want to give them Bulgaria. So if we invite them in, we could do it. It'd probably really help. The thing is that we would lose a key ally. So if, according to this, if we have favors, they'd be interested in joining anyways without, you know, the land requirement. But we don't have the favors. Alright. That's unfortunate. Now I feel like the Mamluks are the same. We're not going to have the favors with the Mamluks. And usually the way it works with the Mamluks is that when you bring them in, they also want land. But the great thing about the Mamluks is that you don't want, or we don't want them as an ally for too long. Cast his belly. Alright guys, thank you. Thank you for that. But we're not going to keep the Mamluks for too long. So what we'll do is when we declare against the Ottomans, we won't actually give them land. We'll take all the land. They'll be pissed off. They'll probably drop us as an ally, but that's fine because by that point we'll have done enough damage to the Ottomans that we won't need them for another assault on the Ottomans. And at the same time, we'll have truced them out so that they can't attack the Ottomans. Core factions. More admin, yes. This is good. Circassia. Now, I wonder if we can actually fabricate anything on Circassia, but doesn't matter. Crimea is going to be our go-to guy right now. I'm actually really leaning towards Crimea and Jandar, just because I think they would be the cheaper and easier war right now, and it would let us have, the ability to build more troops. So our force limit would be higher, and that would really help us in a war against the Ottomans, who have a higher force limit than us. Okay, so Theodoro, very good. So Theodoro is actually decent land, just because they have the same culture group as us. There's Serbia coming up quick. Let's see. So we're going to use that state, raise autonomy, de-state trick here to get rid of all that unrest. Because we don't want to deal with more rebels than we have to, because our manpower is still not great. And we want to save that manpower for when we go and declare war on Crimea and Jandar. I'm pretty convinced that we're going to do it. Obviously, it's not 100% yet. If another amazing opportunity arises, we'll do that. But I'm pretty convinced. Let's see, Ragusa would also be really great. Like, we'll have to get Ragusa at some point. But that trade league is very, very annoying. Because by themselves, they're nothing. So we'll wait. We'll wait and see what we'll do with Ragusa, because I don't think that they're in any kind of peril of being annexed by anyone yet. If anyone, it would be Venice, but I don't see them going after Ragusa right now. Okay, the Liberty Desire kind of creeping up. And also not making too much money off Bosnia, but it's something. Let's see here. Why? Okay. Alright. Well, it's fine. It's not bad. Still very doable. Naples, occupied by France. France being wrecked by Aragon. Another interesting thing about the game is you never know if it's going to be a France game or if it's going to be a Castile, Spain game. Because just sometimes France just absolutely blobs. And then sometimes France flops and then Castile just breaks right into the middle of France. And you're like, where did this come from? So I'm really curious how this is going to turn out. I actually prefer when France goes and weakens Castile, because then it's easier for us to go take Iberia. Okay, so we maximize relations. Now let's take a look and see if we can actually ally them. Yes, we can. Ho ho. Excellent. Okay, so we now have the Mamluks. This is really great news. So we are going to hold on to them for the Ottomans. And actually they did take a piece of QQ over there. I wonder if... Oh, QQ actually now has some funky borders. Yes. Yeah, they have some funky borders going on there. So I don't know what they're going to do about that one province that's kind of stuck between AQ and the Mamluks, but it's okay. I'm sure they'll do something about that. I think realistically there's going to be rebels and it'll go back to AQ, but we'll find out. Now what I really hope doesn't happen is that the Mamluks declare their own war on the Ottomans before we decide that we want to go on the Ottomans. I mean, I don't see it happening right now, but it's always a possibility. Naples is also a place that we really need to get to. But if they're under Aragon, that's that's not going to happen anytime soon. We need to get stronger. Alright. So we're really just waiting on the ability to fabricate on Crimea. Because with our manpower slowly rising, we're going to be able to declare on Crimea that doesn't have a huge army. And Jandar also is not a threat in any way. We'll be able to take some provinces and hopefully ducats and enough ducats to pay off maybe all of our debts. That'd be great. We're going to try to pay off some debts before the war even takes place. I also like that there's some rebels going on in the Mamluks there. I mean, I know they're our allies and we shouldn't be saying that, but we want them to be strong but not too strong. Trade dispute. Okay. That's fun. Knock them out. Look at Karaman. Oh my god, they became an OPM. Completely landlocked. Nice. France losing some land. But yeah, Karaman, bad day. Well, that kind of makes it easier. Well, not really easier for us. Just means that we can take more land when we actually go and invade the Ottomans. We'll take that coastline if we can. I'm just checking here to see if Imereti made any claims on these neighboring territories. Specifically, I would have... Yeah, let's repay that. Perfect. Specifically, I want them to make a claim on AQ. Because AQ, I believe, would be an easy battle for us to take. And if we take that land, we would surround the Ottomans and actually have easy foothold to get to Dulkadir. Let's protect... Profiteering and Edina. Protect our trade or competition. Change by -50. Local merchants are competed. We need to keep that liberty desire low though. So local unrest -2 is a good thing. Local things produced -25, but then +25. I think that this is the best option. The local unrest -2. No, but then opinion -50. That I don't want. You know what? We might have to take the unrest. Just because I want to make sure that Bosnia doesn't become disloyal. Difficult decisions though. On hands. You know what? See, this is when I wish that it was instant. But anyways, it's okay. We'll just improve relations with Bosnia. I don't want to deal with rebels as all, just because we don't have the manpower. But I really wish that there was like instant ability to get advice from the Privy Council instead of needing to go on like post and wait. But of course, that is an ideal world. And the world is not ideal, of course. Let's see. Let's see here, though. 18.59. Alright, we're close. We're close. We're going to fabricate. We'll fabricate on Crimea. Like the province of Crimea. I'm also liking these decent events that keep giving us monarch points. I won't complain with that. We're going to go for influence ideas once we have the ability. Hey. Alright, perfect. So we have an heir. The heir is not amazing. 223. Far from the glory of her mother, or his mother. Oh my god. Poor Alexios. He's like, I'm not Alexandra. But anyways, this is a good thing. But I believe I'm going to stop the episode here. But I want to give a really quick thanks actually to our voice actors. So the narrator, our two advisors, and in the future another advisor or two might be joining us. But yeah, I want to give them a quick thanks because they've done an amazing job. And we're going to continue off in the next episode. Anyways, thank you very much for watching, and please like and subscribe. Have a great day, everyone.
With the new airborne and war on the horizon, our Basilissa could not be happier. She could only think of the Black Sea coming back under Byzantine control. This war, in her eyes, was no challenge. She viewed Chandar and Crimea as a training grounds for the greater conflict in the future against the hated Ottomans.